Yo, so this is going to be part two of the military experience. So I kind of brushed on day zero, as they call it, and like getting off the bus, meeting the drill sergeants, doing all that shit. Uh, First couple weeks not eating, getting smoked, having to do like push ups, and they'll make you run and sit ups and all kinds of calisthenics. That's pretty much going to be the first couple weeks. Um, and then like the first real memorable thing I think was like the confidence course is what they called it. It was a really cool obstacle course, and I was pumped for that because I well prepared for basic training. Like I had a good group of guys to work out with. We used to go to a lake that was near my house that has like a 3 mile track around it, and we would do sprints and all kinds of shit to get ready. So that's kind of what I was looking forward to, is like the physical part of it. And so that was really cool. And then a couple days after that was the thing that I was probably dreading the most, which was the gas chamber. That was pretty crazy experience. I was terrified. I don't think I've ever been that nervous in my entire life. Kind of watching videos and seeing guys reacting to it, but nothing can quite prepare you for that experience. Um, I saw a few guys pass out because they'll have you take your mask off a little bit at first and then clear your mask, and they'll have you put it back on, kind of clear it, and then they'll have you take it all the way off. And at this point, you have to take your helmet off, put your mask on top of your rifle, which is pointing upwards, and you have to put that between your legs and just kind of endure, for a few minutes, which seems like fucking decades. And a couple guys like tried to hold their breath, and they ended up passing out the first breath that they took because you're oxygen deprived already, and then once you get a breath of low percentage of oxygen because there's so much CS gas in the room, you know that was pretty crazy to see. I also saw a guy who dropped his shit on the way out, and the drill sergeant kicked it to the back of the room. He had to do the whole thing again. That was pretty fucked up. But you come out, snot is just dripping out of your nose. You can't breathe. You can't see. Everything is just kind of hot, and like it feels like pepper. You're like if somebody flashed pepper in your face, it's kind of like that, just more concentrated. So yeah, what else? You start going to ranges right after that too. You do a lot of classes, which is something that I wasn't really expecting. Like you'll have to sit through a lot of classes, and every day, like every second of every day is planned and like predetermined. So you have a full schedule every single day. Saturday and Sunday are a little bit more chill. Sunday in particular, you don't really do much, but every day is very much planned. So you have so much shit to do. By the time you go to sleep, you're out. By the time you lay down on your rack, you're fucking done. They give you like an hour of free time at the end of every day to like read letters and write letters. A lot of guys would take an extra hour of sleep. But I liked writing letters and talking to people, kind of getting coached through it. You start going to ranges, which is cool. They do suck the fun out of pretty much everything you think would be fun. Just very monotonous, very safe. I guess I always kind of felt safe on the range, even though I kind of grew up shooting and hunting and stuff like that, so that wasn't really a problem for me. But a lot of people that joined have never shot a gun before, so that was a little bit unnerving. But the ranges were cool. Qualifying was cool. Shooting targets was really fun. You do the confidence tower, and that was another thing I was terrified for because I'm really afraid of heights. And it's a 60-foot tower you go up and you rappel off of. I remember climbing up it, not looking down, just thinking, do not look down because you're going to freak out. So I get to the top, and one of the drill sergeants that just hated me, they have you go up to the top, and then you kind of have to go like this. If you imagine your body being like that, so you're flat out. You're flat out to the ground. And then they have you rappel, do like 3 or 4 jumps. And I remember like hanging off the side and being like, dude, I can't stay up here very long. And the drill sergeant just kind of fucking with me because he knew I was scared. And I just went. Like, he didn't tell me to go. I just went. And he's like, you motherfucker. Like, what's your roster number? Like, your roster number is on your helmet for like, so I was first platoon, 48th roster number because my last name's Sorrell. And like, I'm I go last all the time as a kid in school. It's everything is last because it's an S, right? Everything's alphabetical. So 148 was my roster number, and he's just like 148. I'm gonna fuck you up next time I see you. And so he totally forgot about it. It was pretty funny. And then like the last couple weeks of basic, you're doing like drill and ceremony, which I loved. I loved marching. I loved formations. I loved like the commands and like everything being in time. I thought that was really cool. And then you pretty much like you graduate, and then for one station unit training, OSUT for infantry, they give you like a 36-hour pass. I remember I flew my girlfriend out at the time to see me. And then you come back and you start infantry school that next day. And so that's when you really start to get into like the nitty gritty technical aspect of the job. The job. So yeah, you start doing shoot houses, which is like going into a room and clearing the room, shooting targets, live fire. You just like right past someone's head, so you have a pretty decent amount of trust for the guys that you're with at that point. There's a lot of people that quit. I was in, I guess, like the hardest platoon. My drill sergeants were feared more than anyone else in that entire company. Like, they were fucking hard asses. They were all airborne, deployed a ton of times. Like, they were just the most decorated guys, maybe on that entire base. So that was pretty, I hated it at first, but I realized it was an honor to get trained by guys that were that experienced. So, you start doing shoot houses. You go to ranges almost every day. You get to shoot the 50 cal, which I thought was fucking awesome. Automatic rifle, or I guess machine gun. And then one of the funnest things too is the Mark 19. That's an automatic grenade launcher. That was pretty fun to shoot. So you kind of feel like you're actually doing more of your job than just getting fucked with and whatever. So you do that. I think that's 6 weeks or something like that. And then you start getting your assignments. So you'll get your assignment kind of towards the end. Guys are like preparing already. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. I went to a unit that my drill sergeants completely hated. I got assigned to Fort Bliss, Texas, 1st Armored Division. So I knew right away that it probably wasn't what I wanted to. It wasn't where I wanted to be, because I grew up in like Arizona, so I wanted to travel. I wanted to go somewhere, like maybe on the East Coast, or a bunch of guys in my platoon went to 10th Mountain in New York, which I thought was pretty cool. I wanted to go there, but anyway, I went to Fort Bliss. They send you out, and you kind of do the same thing. You get there, I remember having like, I think 3 flights connecting to get there, and then you kind of do in processing. So at Fort Bliss, there's like main base, and then there's Biggs Army Airfield, which is where all the combat arms jobs and all the combat support jobs are. And so it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was miserable. It was terrible. I fucking hated it so much. But you do a bunch of in processing. You kind of get your bearings on, where you're at. And, I knew a couple guys from basic that were stationed there, and I actually ran into them a couple times. So that was pretty cool. But for the most part, you're getting fucked with a lot by like the older guys. Or the guys that have been, in for a while, or like got rank on you or whatever. So when I got stationed there, they'll give you a brigade. I was in 1st Brigade. They'll give you like a battalion and a company and a platoon and all this shit. You'll get assigned all this stuff. And I went to a unit that was just getting back from Iraq, and like their main focus on that deployment was security during the election. So that was kind of cool to walk into, like, just seeing that kind of camaraderie within a unit was pretty crazy. That was cool. I got fucked with a while, but, kind of proved myself after a little bit. And then went on Christmas leave, and then when I came back from Christmas leave, it was just like getting right down to the nitty gritty, training ranges, all that kind of stuff. So I hope this was like an interesting video to cover, and try to come up with another topic for the next one. Smash that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.